Wait, before you Google how to move to Finland, you might be making a $50,000 mistake. Finland is the #1 happiest country. Denmark is #2. New Zealand is number 11. But here's what no one tells you about actually living there. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is worth the move or if you should stay put. I spent 3 months researching this because I was tired of those top 10 happiest countries lists that tell you nothing useful. So here's the deal. I'm going to break down what actually matters. Your wallet, your job, your sanity, and whether you'll still be happy when it's minus 20 degrees Celsius or when your rent check is due. Hit that like button right now if you've ever Googled easiest country to move to, because this video is for you. Okay, so the 2025 World Happiness Report says, Finland, #1 for the 8th year in a row. Denmark, #2. New Zealand, #11. Sounds simple, right? Pack your bags for Finland? Wrong. Here's what those rankings don't tell you. These scores measure things like social support and life satisfaction, but they don't account for whether you can actually get there, afford to stay there, or even speak the language. So let's get into what really matters. Part 1. Can you actually afford to live there? Let's talk brutal honesty about money. And I'm converting everything to US dollars so you can actually compare. Denmark, the tax shock. Average cost of living, around $2,400 to $2,600 per month before rent. That's higher than most lists tell you due to 2025 inflation. Rent in Copenhagen? Easily $1,500 to $2,000 for a decent one-bedroom. But here's the kicker, effective income tax of 40 to 52%. Yes, you heard that right. A software engineer earns around $83,000 to $122,000 yearly. But take home? Way less after taxes. However, and this is huge, you get basically everything for free. Healthcare, education, childcare. The 27% expat tax scheme can save you if you're a highly skilled professional earning at least $11,000 per month. This isn't for junior positions. Finland, the slightly cheaper option. Cost of living, around $1,900 to $2,100 per month, about 10 to 20% cheaper than Denmark. Helsinki rent, $1,200 to $1,600 for one bedroom. Income tax, up to 57.65% at top brackets. But for most mid-career professionals, your effective rate is 30 to 40% because of deductions and social offsets. Software engineer salary, $62,000 to $98,000. Lower than Denmark, but groceries and entertainment are cheaper. Day-to-day life costs less, especially outside Helsinki. New Zealand, the wild card. Cost of living, around $2,000 to $2,300 per month, higher than you'd expect, especially in Auckland. Rent in Auckland is brutal, $1,800 plus for a one-bedroom. Housing crisis is real. Prices dropped 20 to 30% from the 2022 peak, but availability is still terrible. Income tax, 33% up to $108,000, then 39% for higher earners, not just 33% across the board. Salaries are generally lower than Scandinavia by 20 to 30%. High interest rates, around 5 to 6% on mortgages, make everything feel more expensive. But if you live outside Auckland or Wellington, it's way more affordable. The verdict on money. Denmark and Finland are expensive, but your salary matches it and you get incredible benefits that save you thousands. New Zealand has lower salaries, moderate taxes, but brutal housing costs. The regional areas are much cheaper. Comment below. Would you take a salary cut for guaranteed health care and 5 weeks vacation? Part 2. What's work actually like? This is where things get really interesting. Denmark, the work-life dream. Average work week, 37 hours, goodbye, American 50-hour grind. Most offices, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a 30-minute lunch. 5 weeks paid vacation minimum. That's 25 days, not counting public holidays. Flat hierarchy. Your boss treats you like an equal. Huga culture at work. Cozy, collaborative, nobody's yelling. Downside? Danes are direct. If your idea isn't working, they'll tell you straight up. Finland, the introvert's paradise. Work hours, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Seriously, people leave at 4. Respect for personal time is sacred. Remote work? Super common. And they're even testing 4-day work weeks in some sectors. Super flat hierarchy. Even interns speak up in meetings. Downside? Making work friends is hard. Finns are reserved. Jobs for foreigners? Tough market without Finnish language skills. Your options shrink fast. New Zealand, the laid-back life. #1 in the world for work-life balance. 3 years running. Average, 37.8 hours per week. For weeks paid vacation minimum. Culture is super chill. She'll be right attitude. Nature is 20 minutes away from most offices. Weekend hikes are a lifestyle. Downside? Career advancement can be slower. The economy is smaller, fewer big corporate opportunities. Quick comparison. If you want structure and comprehensive benefits. Denmark if you want personal space and flexibility. Finland if you want outdoor lifestyle and English-speaking ease. New Zealand. Drop a fire emoji if you're already planning your escape from the 9-to-5 grind. Part 3. Can you actually get iron? Okay, this is where dreams meet paperwork. Denmark, the skilled worker route. You need a job offer before you move. No exceptions for non-EU citizens. Highly skilled professionals. Easier path with the 27% tax scheme. But you need to earn at least $11,000 per month. Salary threshold lowered to around $45,000 per year for some positions in 2025. Or get into a Danish university, study, then find a job. Language? English works in big cities for daily life, but Danish is needed for long-term integration and better jobs. Reality check. Denmark wants skilled workers, but the bureaucracy is thick. Expect months of processing. Finland, the high-stakes path. You need a job offer or be a student to get in. Warning for 2025. Finland is tightening immigration rules. If you lose your job, you have just 90 days, 3 months, to find new employment or your residence permit gets revoked. This isn't protection. It's a deportation clock. Exception. Specialists and those with 2+ years in Finland get 6 months. Tech sector is hiring, but without Finnish, your job pool shrinks dramatically. The big problem. Finnish language is brutal. It's one of the world's hardest languages. New rule from December 2025. Permanent residency now requires 6 years of residence plus Finnish language proficiency, up from 4 years. New Zealand, the points system, uses a skilled migrant category requiring just 6 points based on age, work experience, qualifications, and job offer, simplified in 2025. Ages 20 to 39 get maximum age points. English language? Check. You're already qualified if you're watching this. Huge update for 2025. Working holiday visa age limit extended to 35 for UK, Canada, and several other countries, making it perfect for the adult gap year. Reality. Even if you get IN, the housing crisis means finding a place to live is rough. Be prepared to live in hostels or shared housing initially. The easiest to hardest, 2025. New Zealand, if you're young, English-speaking, and have skills. Denmark, if you have in-demand skills and can handle bureaucracy. Finland, language barrier plus strict job loss rules make it risky. Comment, which country's immigration gauntlet would you tackle? Part 4. What's life actually like day to day? Here's what you need to know before you book that one-way ticket. Denmark, cozy urban vibes. White heavy checkmark, Copenhagen is stunning. Bikes everywhere, canals, hygge cafes. White heavy checkmark, social scene. Easier to make acquaintances in Finland, though breaking into close Danish friend circles is tough. White heavy checkmark, English spoken everywhere in cities. Crossmark weather. Cold, dark winters with limited daylight, but not as extreme as Finland. Crossmark everything closes early. Shops, restaurants, even grocery stores by 8 p.m. Crossmark housing waitlists can be years in Copenhagen. Lifestyle, urban, cultured, sustainable, bike-centered living. Finland, nature and silent solitude. White heavy checkmark nature is insane. Endless forests, 40,000 lakes, northern lights in Lapland. White heavy checkmark safest, cleanest, most efficient society. Trains and buses run exactly on time. White heavy checkmark sauna culture is real and therapeutic. It's a social bonding ritual. Crossmark winter. -20 degrees Celsius and only 6 hours of daylight during Kamos, polar night. Seasonal depression is real. Crossmark social scene. Finns are lovely but hard to befriend. Reserved, private, introverted culture. Crossmark expensive alcohol due to high taxes. Limited nightlife outside Helsinki. Lifestyle, quiet, outdoorsy, perfect for introverts who love peace and nature. New Zealand, adventure paradise. White heavy checkmark nature is unmatched. Mountains, beaches, fjords, glaciers all within a few hours' drive. White heavy checkmark super friendly culture. Kiwis are genuinely welcoming to newcomers. White heavy checkmark outdoor lifestyle. Hiking, surfing, skiing on weekends is normal, not special. White heavy checkmark English speaking. Instant community, no language barrier. Crossmark isolated. It's literally at the bottom of the world. Flying home to North America or Europe means 24+ hour flights. Crossmark shopping and entertainment options are limited compared to Europe. Crossmark internet and tech can lag behind. Shipping costs for online orders are high. Lifestyle, active, casual, laid-back, community-focused. What's your priority? Culture, urban living, and European access. Denmark. Peace, nature, and safety. Finland. Adventure, friendliness, and outdoor lifestyle. New Zealand. Part 5. The things nobody warns you about. These are the deal breakers expats wish they knew before moving. Denmark. Police car light housing is really hard to find. Copenhagen waitlists can be multiple years. Police car light Danish friend circles are tight-knit. Hard to break into close friendships. Police car light, everything closes early. Forget late-night shopping or dining past 9 p.m. Police car light high cost of eating out. Budget $40 to $60 per meal at mid-range restaurants. Finland. Police car light seasonal depression is real. 3 months of the gray with almost no sunlight destroys some people's mental health. Police car light job market is tough without Finnish. Even English-speaking roles often require basic Finnish. Police car light social isolation if you're extroverted. Finnish culture values silence and personal space. Police car light that 90-day job loss rule. Lose your job and you're on a strict countdown to deportation. New Zealand. Police car light housing crisis. Even with money, finding rental properties is competitive and stressful. Police car light lower salaries compared to Scandinavia. You'll earn 20 to 30% less. Police car light isolated from the rest of the world. Visiting family abroad is expensive and exhausting. Police car light limited career progression. Smaller economy means fewer senior-level opportunities. Ask yourself, which deal breaker can you actually live with for 5+ years? So, which country should you choose? Here's my honest breakdown based on 2025 realities. Choose Denmark if white heavy checkmark you have in-demand professional skills and can earn $60,000 plus. White heavy checkmark you value work-life balance plus a strong social safety net. White heavy checkmark you want European access. Travel to 26+ Schengen countries easily. White heavy checkmark you can handle high taxes, 40 to 50% effective. knowing you get universal health care, education, and childcare. YW checkmark you prefer urban, cultured, bike-centered living. Choose Finland if YW checkmark you're an introvert who genuinely loves nature and solitude. YW checkmark you can handle brutal winters with minimal sunlight for months. YW checkmark you're willing to commit to learning Finnish for better opportunities. Non-negotiable for long-term success. YW checkmark you want the absolute safest, cleanest, most efficient society on Earth. YW checkmark you prioritize peace, quiet, and work-life boundaries over social buzz. Cross mark but avoid if you need job security. That 90-day rule is unforgiving. Choose New Zealand if YW checkmark you're outdoorsy, adventurous, and value nature access over career prestige. YW checkmark you want an English-speaking country, no language barrier. YW checkmark you're okay with being geographically isolated from the rest of the world. YW checkmark you value friendly, welcoming culture where it's easier to make friends. YW checkmark you can handle housing challenges, lower salaries, and slower career growth. The real talk. Best for career advancement and comprehensive benefits. Denmark. Best for safety, efficiency, and tranquility. Finland, if you can handle the isolation. Best for lifestyle, ease of integration, and adventure. New Zealand. None of them are perfect, but one of them might be perfect for you. Look, moving countries is hard, but staying somewhere that makes you miserable? That's harder. Before you go, do me 2 favors. 1. Comment below Denmark, Finland, or New Zealand. Which one are you leaning toward? And tell me why. 2. If this video saved you from making a blind decision, smash that like button and subscribe. I'm making more reality check videos on moving abroad because somebody needs to tell you the truth, not just the Instagram highlights. And hey, if you made it this far, you're serious about this. So here's a bonus. Stick around for 10 more seconds, and I'll show you the number 1 mistake people make when they finally do move to one of these countries. The number 1 mistake? Not learning the local language before you go. Even in English-speaking New Zealand, Maori phrases matter for cultural respect and job opportunities. In Denmark and Finland, you'll be professionally and socially isolated without at least conversational skills. Start learning today, not when you arrive. Duolingo, italki, local classes, whatever works. Future you will thank you. Now go to your research, make your choice, and start that language app. See you in the next one. Safe travels. Airplane.